Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 115 of On the Backs of Gods. I am your DM, Jillian, and I just want to wish everybody a happy holidays. We got past a chunk of them, but we still have Kwanzaa and we have a beautiful Happy New Year happening, which is a holiday in and of itself. And also be seeing you guys next year. This is our last episode of the year. We're really good at just missing holidays by one, so that works for me. Um,
Hmm.
Also with me today, same as always, we have Kyle, Mac, Greg, Josh, and Katie. Um, I think I'll just go ahead and jump into things and we can get started. Last time, you all took time to contact a local cultist named Gunhild, who you had an encounter with, who had, for a handful of seconds, outright killed a member of your party. But that was only for a handful of seconds, so, does it even count? It's like food that fell on the floor. Does it even count? If it was only 6 seconds? I don't think so. Uh, uh, your first attempt in locating Gunhild the next day involved locate creature and flying around as a large eagle, and then having the rest of the party use a giant rat to see if they could sniff out her location. The only thing they found out was that she changed where she was staying. She went completely somewhere else, no longer on the eastern side of town. And after that, the party decided maybe we'll contact her directly. Um, During this time, you were also approached by Blink, who works for Clove Kid. The guards the local guards who had approached you and offered help. Blink seemed to try to lean into this, wanting to work together on this. Um, and it seems that they were kind of had their hands tied because the chief liked Bosch, liked the guard, but they wanted to do something. In the end, you contacted Gunhild and arranged for a meeting in a place of her choosing, which was the Pavilion, which was a local spot for members of the community of all ages. There was a large class of children there when you arrived, uh, by yourselves, making the choice to not involve the local authorities in your plan. You had a conversation in which Gunhild reacted very negatively to Keld holding the shield of her fallen companion, and that started things off on a terrible direction from the start. From the get go, you pretended to be her dead friend and then carried around his shield. It is what it is. Uh, but you were able to get information from Gunhild, who seemed to have no loyalty to Bosch, and only joined because her friends did, because she loved her friends and didn't want to leave them. And then things escalated. And, how worth it is it anymore, is the question. Gunhild seems sort of stuck on that, unsure of if it's worth it or not. Gives you information confirming that the guard was heading northwards. It seems is prepping for a ritual of some sort, collecting pretty things, which includes the thing being made at Ember's shop. You all offered Gunhild different ways to possibly leave the guard and go about her life, go somewhere else, do something else. And she did not seem incredibly receptive, either not trusting you or not believing you are capable or just not wanting to. You don't know. And in the end, after emotions run a bit high, she threatens Keld's family. Um, and after that, you all leave. A couple more offers to Gunhild, and you all separate. You are currently exiting the pavilion, and it is very apparent that everyone is trying not to stare at you. That is very apparent because Gunhild was not being quiet. parts Gunhild was yelling,
Hmm.
getting emotional. So people are kind of casually trying not to like look at the group of people who are leaving, but also just a bit of like rubbernecking just as you walk by. You can hear from there's the group of kids and you can hear the story coming to an end, and the one that Gunhild had given a coin to is like, it's pretty cool. I didn't even have to cause a scene or nothing. And is just kind of like showing off this platinum piece that this kid received and didn't even have to work for. But all of you exit the pavilion. What would you guys like to do?
I don't know about you lot, but I need a drink.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Keld, would you like to go shopping for rare stones with me?
Ooh. Yeah, do need something.
Of course. What
I'm
time
not
of
sure
day
what.
is it? Sorry.
Um, I would say you guys did your thing around Hambleville. It's like 2 or 3.
Okay, so we've still got some sunlight hours left to burn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys have a whole day to bring this energy into. To do as you see fit.
alright. Probably for the best if we get some of our shopping in so long as we've got daylight. Does anyone want to go back to the tavern or to the inn and hole up?
I mean, if
Or
we've got
should we all just
shopping
sort of get
due,
our shopping done?
should probably do that first.
Yeah.
Roshan, how do you feel?
Let's go shopping.
Alright. Yeah. Let's get that going then. And, drinks after.
Where to first?
Sounds good.
Well, do we know about how far it would be from the educational pavilion to I guess the shopping district, wherever we
Okay,
would
I'm gonna
start
say that
finding
you
like
guys can do whatever you want to in this town, and it can be done
Yeah.
basically in a day. You know, you
Yeah,
can do what you want.
we're
Alright.
we're looking for the jeweler uptown.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
In the nice district.
That's not difficult. Ember told you
Okay.
where the jeweler was, so you
Okay.
guys can find them pretty easy.
Yeah.
After a honestly not very long time of walking, you approach a storefront that has like stained glass windows, beautiful stained glass windows, but does not have a name sign. Just the windows and an ornate door with like a little circular glass piece in the center.
Do the stained glass windows make any kind of like intelligible design? Does it look like figures or is it lettering or is it just shapes?
It's just a bunch of shapes, and honestly, is it really that good? It's up to personal taste.
Okay.
Um, uh, Glass windows are
Like
expensive, and
uh
maybe you don't want to buy the best guy in town, but you buy like his cousin who worked with him for a little bit, like that kind of thing.
yeah.
The Apprentice.
Yeah, the apprentice who quit like after 2 weeks. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, that's
Okay.
basically it.
Yeah, fine. Sure.
You guys can head inside, and there is a slender elven woman who is currently, it looks like, kind of leaning over a counter and like trying to set some like very small green gems into a bracelet piece. Yes? Yes?
I think we're in the market for diamonds specifically, and we've got some other precious stones to trade potentially.
Ring or necklace? Earrings? What kind of diamond piece do you want?
Keld, you would know better than I would. What sorts suit your purpose?
Could it be any sort of a diamond so long as it was good enough for what you need?
As long as it's 300 gold's worth.
So you'd like a ring with a 300 gold diamond atop it.
I think even raw diamonds would work so long as they meet a certain mass or value, is my understanding from.
You
Mm,
just
if you're
want
able-
the diamond.
If you're able to just sell the gem itself, yes.
I suppose, but you didn't get them here.
Hmm.
Do you know where we need to go then?
Don't tell anyone you got them here. I have them.
Oh, all right.
Pulls a drawer out and kind of like looks at you, like halfway with the drawer open, and then takes in her surroundings.
I mean,
Um,
which one of us has the bag with the gem trove in it? Is that Roshan
I would assume
at
it's
present,
Roshan.
or-
He has the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She takes a second and then is like, all right. There's like a moment of narrowing her eyes, but then she sets this tray up, and it has a different mess of different gems atop it. Let's see. Does it need to be one that's 300 gold pieces, or do you need just an accumulation? You just need an accumulation.
Mm.
you're like, good question, good question.
Kel thinks about it.
If you
'Cause,
have
you know.
one.
Well, a 300 gold piece diamond is a bit rare. I do have smaller ones that could equal that amount.
Okay.
I think that.
Will that serve?
All right. Uh, let's see. And takes out like a kind of a small set of tweezers and begins to slowly move very small diamonds
Oh god.
Oh my god.
into a small bag.
We'll just have this little bitty bag.
This is saving lives over here.
Mm.
Let's see. All right. This would be 300 gold.
Hmm.
Roshan will reach into the bag of holding and just come up with grotesque handfuls of gems and jewelry. Do
Hey,
you
what
see
are we
anything
doing
in here?
here?
I'd prefer a trade, but we've got cash too if you'd prefer.
How about this? You give me cash, and then we can talk about the purchase
Hmm.
of some of your gems if you're so inclined to sell.
Sure. We'll give 300 gold pieces then.
That or the equivalent in platinum, whatever we have.
I believe you guys, with your astronomical amount of money, can pay for this.
Oh yeah, for
in
sure.
whatever amount that may be. But she slides this small bag across the table. Well, there you go. If you ever want them set in something, I'm available.
I'm gonna set them in something.
Oh, or you would? I
Plant him in
actually
somebody's
know.
heart meat.
I'm not here for small talk. Not going to start that now after 27 years.
Oh,
Not
yes, no
doing that
need.
today.
That's fair.
So you want me to appraise these pieces that you have here?
I don't need an appraisal. I have a roughly how much they're worth, but just wondered if you wanted to purchase any.
Does it say on your fancy list how much they're worth?
Roshan's got 7,000 worth of jewelry and 6,000 worth of gems.
That's nice.
Jesus Christ!
She takes a look.
We're loaded, boys.
I won't ask where you got these. It's none of my business.
We got them out of a worm.
Gross.
It was
Um,
immensely
it was.
gross.
It was awful.
I think we
Were the,
cleaned them pretty good.
was the jewelry also in a worm? And like picks up the jewelry.
Oh,
I
I don't
see.
remember where the jewelry came from.
I think maybe.
Does
it
Sven
might
not
have been
remember where the
worm.
jewelry came from?
Did it come from the bottom of the ocean? Was
It did come from the bottom
Yeah.
of the ocean. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, we've been to a few different derelict places. Weird
Not
fanciers.
making you guys
of
roll
weird
deception checks
things.
on the woman doing the jewelry. So just gonna push on. I've never seen a necklace a day in my life. What do you mean? Know what you're talking about.
What?
Mm.
So I'm not as much in the market at the moment for already made pieces as I am known for creating my own, even though these pieces are lovely.
Mhm.
I would be interested in some of your gems, though. I'll take about 3,000 gold worth of gems.
Absolutely.
Do
Pick
you
out which ones
sell
you would like.
anything?
I am going to pick which ones I want.
Yes.
Mm.
The
Good.
whole bag gets
That's
dumped out.
understandable. At that price.
Do you sell anything magical? I mean, aside from just the stunning nature of your work in
I was
in
about to
general.
say my time is
you know.
free, but I do not work in enchantments, though I do make pieces that can be enchanted. I just do not do the enchanting myself.
Mm. Mm.
What about
Just
diamond
aesthetics.
dust? Do you hear that?
I'm sorry, what?
Diamond dust? You know, like a ground up diamond?
You want me to grind up a diamond?
Well, perhaps
Like,
if maybe there's some
yeah.
left over from the polishing process, if
You
that's a
collect it up,
thing.
like 100.
Yes, I keep all of my dust in a handy dandy bag in the back.
Sorry,
I
I
could
didn't
do
know
it
business.
myself.
How much dust are you interested in?
100 gold, approximately.
So you would like me to grind up a 100 gold diamond?
I mean, it could be more of the
And-
small ones. That just adds
Oh,
up
of
to
course not.
it. It's
So
the
you just
Whatever
need-
it be.
So
Only just 100 gold worth of diamond turned into dust.
yes.
All right.
If it could be in one of those
Um,
bags too, that'd be great.
Something tells me
Yes,
this
of
is a bag
course.
request.
She does extend her hand for the 100 gold before destroying
Mm.
multiple tiny diamonds.
That's
Um,
understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
got
give
it.
What about
No, I have it.
Okay.
Spend
any of
100.
your rings that you sell? Are any of them particularly susceptible to taking on an abjuration charm, some sort of protection magic?
all of my pieces could probably take most common effects upon them. So you could pick.
Fen would probably pick out a ring.
All right. Pulls out like a little tray that has multiple rings. Color preference? Or just a band?
A band. Do you have something in a knot, like a braided sort of knot pattern?
Of course. No issue at all. Um, for this one is platinum. Should be good to taking charm to it. 70 gold. Intricate design, beautifully made.
Just
Sturdy.
beautiful. I'll take that one. Roshan, please subtract that from the 3,000 and we just took it.
Are you planning anything
You are
specific?
given a platinum ring. All right, and here's your dust after she takes a moment and
Very excited
make
about
that happen.
Runs the
Here's your
grinder.
100 gold worth of diamond dust.
Mhm.
Is there anything else you need? You will notice that she took every piece of jade out of your pile. So you can note that there is no jade in your pile of gems.
Okay.
Done.
Looking for the lucky stuff.
Mm.
Well, I'm content. Are we all content here?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Of course. You all have a great evening.
And you as well.
Thank you.
Is there any place in town you could suggest for enchantments?
There is a place. Honestly, the person's not very pleasant. Um, and she begins
Oh,
to tell
neither
you
am
about
I.
Ember's shop.
Oh my god! Okay, stone face, guys.
Hmm.
We'll
Uh-huh.
consider it. We'll take it under consideration.
Worst stone face ever. I mean, real mad about it.
I'm not rolling insight on you guys.
Hey.
Not in this
Good.
shop.
Not in this shop. This lady don't care.
This woman certainly at the moment doesn't seem to care too much.
That's
Well,
fair.
I hope you are able to get your items enchanted if you see fit. Well, you have a good day then. And begins to
You as
put
well.
You
the
as well.
trades back into drawers.
Yay. All right.
Mm.
What else are we in need of, y'all? What do we need? What do we need?
Hmm.
Do we need to restock on any basic necessities?
I'm also pretty lenient about food now that you are going from town to town
Yeah.
because you can find food.
Yeah.
So
And if we're starving, I can get us to a town.
it would
literally
be
the
like if
next
you guys were
day.
going to go on a camping trip for 10 days, I'd be like, you guys should have 10 days worth of food. But the fact that you're going in
Yeah.
between towns
Yeah.
doesn't bother me.
Plus, I mean, like between
Cool.
Fen and Nana, we've
Yeah.
got people who know
Also,
how to hunt
Keld
for
has a
food in the
shit ton of
wilderness.
food that
Yeah.
that he just bought, so it's really not too much.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we're probably fine.
Got this
Um,
big pot.
So I think that kind of has our stuff wrapped up as far as purchases are required, unless y'all are aware of anything I'm not.
Souvenirs. Can use more of those.
Hmm.
Little trinkets. and
Nana
stuff.
does have that one souvenir T-shirt from the Hammer of Thor.
It's really a
Forgot about
shame that
that.
t-shirts are canon.
Mhm.
Mm.
It's really a shame someone let this happen. The t-shirts and
Wait.
hammer
It says,
hammer
"I
cups
crossed
are
the hammer, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt on the front
Yeah.
of the
It's a
T-shirt."
great shirt.
yeah.
I think so.
I don't know if this is the type of town to have a commemorative t-shirt, but you're welcome to wander and look for
Hmm.
one.
I mean,
They
there's
might
the
have a
temple.
foot chain.
Maybe the
There we
temple
go.
has a
Oh,
gift
if you do
shop
go
out
to the
front.
temple, you might be able to find some stuff. They probably have tchotchke at the temple.
Yeesh.
It
guys want
supports their
tchotchkes.
charitable works within the denomination.
What are you doing?
Hmm.
To the temple or to the inn?
If there's random stuff at the temple, I'm gonna start walking that way.
All right. I mean,
I'll wander.
Nana is not particularly taking the lead on this
Sounds like Nyx
soiree,
is.
so Nana's
Nyx is already
hanging out
halfway
with
down the
whoever's
street.
walking.
She's
Yep.
basically broke, but you know what?
Maybe
Nyx
she's got
never
enough for
stole from a
tchotchkes.
temple, so
I did.
Hmm.
not this one.
Nana
at
did
least.
not
Maybe
either,
I have
yeah,
nor
no
did
I was like,
Roshan.
wait.
shoes, you know.
Only one person in this party was present at a heist at this temple, and their picture is just like a big question mark. So,
Mm-hmm.
Convenient.
Mm.
you all make your way back to the Temple of Njord. Beautiful wooden building, tall pillars, a lot of boat-centric imagery of the water and the ocean. A large a large wooden relief of Njord himself with a considerably smaller amount of coin around the feet than last time.
Hmm.
And the statue no longer has a crown or a cape.
Weird.
Weird.
Maybe they're getting cleaned. I don't know.
But now there's a side part of the temple where you can buy tchotchke, the gift shop.
Oh no! To make
They
up
just
the
lost a shit ton
funding.
of money. They just lost so many magic items. Like, what else are they
Yikes.
gonna do? They
You
gotta open a
make
little.
up for it.
Oh my god,
We gotta
guys!
support
The
them.
least we can do is buy some tchotchkes.
There's a little stand near the temple if you're interested in getting some Njord-centric items.
Mm-hmm.
God,
Um,
look.
Women is.
Have
A lot of the jewelry seems to have this intricate boat design on it. It looks like a ship with a sail and a bit of design kind of swirling out from the edges and around, some in wood, some in metal. You're welcome to a piece like that if you are interested.
Those are pretty cool.
We could get matching ones. Just,
Nana's kind of browsing to see if there's anything here that screams to her that maybe, like, Hertha might enjoy it. What are my odds of finding something in that ballpark?
What does
It's
Hertha
hard
like?
to enjoy.
You can probably find a hair clasp with this design upon it that she may be
Okay.
interested in. She usually braids her hair quite intricately.
I mean, there's no magnets for ye old Norse fridge.
Nor keychain design.
The only
doobly?
person who has a magnet is Gorbjorn.
It's true. Oh god. Okay,
Gorbjorn's
so
the only
how
one that got a
much?
magnet.
How much for the pretty hair clip?
Well, there's a larger, more intricate one that could go like in the right on the back, the base of the skull. That one's about 60. There is a smaller one that's about 35.
Nana wants to kind of think on it for a second. Does the cheaper one look like one that Hertha would be just as happy with? Or does the more expensive one actually look like it does something that she would appreciate special?
Can you roll insight to see if
Yes.
you have the insider scoop on what Hertha likes in a hair product?
Let's find out, boys. Oh, that's not a bad roll. That's not a bad roll. Okay, let's find out. Insight. A 21.
You're unsure which one she would like more aesthetically or in that department. You don't think that's an issue. If something bigger, though, it harder to lose. And she currently has a baby. So, you know, that's the
a
only
good
real...
point. Yeah. Material advantage. Okay. All right, then Nana will go for the larger one. She can afford it.
I have money. Wedding.
For once. It was 60
That's
gold
true. You guys
for...
did get a little bit of coin.
Yes.
Most of the jewelry is in that price range of 35 to 70-ish. So
Okay.
I would if people were inclined to get a piece, they could in that price range.
Okay.
Perfect.
Was it 60 again for the larger hair clip?
I don't remember, so sure.
It was either 60
I'm
or
hoping
65.
you remembered
I
it's 60 now.
think. Okay.
Sure.
60 I
Let's
will
go
take.
for 60.
Woohoo.
The man at the stand seems confused, but he's doing his best. There are not prices listed, and he's doing his best.
Oh,
Poor guy.
I'm sorry.
He's doing what he can.
He's a good sport.
Yeah, so if you take a piece, just keep in mind you're like, it's a basic piece, probably 40 bucks, you know. It's more intricate, it's probably this. You're welcome to take as you see fit. You know, a donation to the temple that you guys financially ruined.
Buying our way
So
back
say-
into heaven.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait,
Hey,
are
sorry about
Keld
this.
and Nyx aware of this? I don't remember if you guys...
You guys gave them
I
the
don't-
update. Yes, you guys talked about it because I asked
Okay.
them like, do you know that the
Yes.
goat was stolen? I did a whole
Oh,
thing.
Yeah, we did that.
Me
thing.
being like, does everyone know a goat
So,
was taken?
that-
I was
that's
there.
even more why
So
she
yeah, all of
dragged
you are
him
aware
here.
of the
Yeah.
goat
Hmm.
situation.
Hmm.
That's why we have to spend money here. That's why I dragged him over.
Yeah.
Make up for what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except
Is there
I have
anything
no
else?
money, so.
Keld's getting one of the smaller ones for his hair.
Well,
Yeah.
what does Nyx want? What is Nyx eyeballing?
You know, she cannot wear a hair clip of any kind. So,
That's unfortunate.
so She probably is looking at them
Splurge.
really sadly, and then just kind of picks
Aw.
up an armband. Is like, I guess this will work.
Oh.
That's something.
I don't get to match, but it's fine.
If you'd like that one, Nix, and if you haven't got the coin, I'm happy to take care of that for you.
I just spent all my money on that dust. So.
Yeah, but we'll need that later. So Nana will front the cash for Nix's armband purchase.
Throw another 45 on top of that.
Yeah.
Anywhere else? Team?
Good question.
I think Roshan would say we should probably plan to leave tomorrow and not squander our head start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We need to.
Can we stop and see Ember before we go?
I'd have to. So.
Yeah, might as well.
Oh. Sounds fake, but okay.
I told Gunhild if she wanted out, I could do that for her first thing tomorrow and to let Ember know.
Okay. All right. Well, then absolutely. Do you want to go alone, or would you like some or all of us?
You can come with.
All right.
If
Yes.
we go there on our way out. I don't need to go alone. It's a store.
It's true. That's fair. I'm just
If
trying
we
to
are going to head over to Embers, I think Roshan would use a spell slot and message Danelle and say, first, what are the name of those damn clams? Oysters?
They're Freya's blood?
Freya's blood.
Freya's blood.
He would sending Danelle and say, how much would it cost to get me a pail of Freya's blood oysters in Noansict ASAP?
An apology.
2,000. That's
Ooh.
the only reply.
Okay.
I'll say there will be 2,000 waiting at what's the name of Ember's store?
Something with the word ember in it.
Yeah, that one.
Obviously, yes.
I know, right? Y'all
Ember
know.
store.
Yeah, for
One of us
sure.
made this world, but that's okay.
Roshan will
Okay.
message back with his last
the
high-level spell
hidden
slot.
ember. It's the hidden
The
ember.
hidden ember.
It's literally been a year.
Yeah, that's true.
I
and
said it
he'll
like
s-
2 weeks ago.
I have no recollection of being
It
here.
never happened.
It's fine. We're all good.
He will tell Danelle the full amount will be waiting at the Hidden Ember in Noansict for whenever you arrive. Or someone else arrives.
I'd love you to roll persuasion for somebody to do a job that they're getting over mental message for money they're not getting up front.
Yeah.
Sound convincing.
Come on,
Well, that's
Come on, buddy.
an 11 with a nat 1. Oh, wait.
Oh
yeah.
no.
But I'm going to use the inspiration I got for a bingo on it.
There you go.
buddy. There you go, bud.
And that is a 10, so 20.
There you
And
go.
the
That's what we're
DC
talking about.
Was 20. So
Great.
Hey!
I'll get my money either way. I'll bring what you need.
Okay.
And then Roshan, while we're on our way, we'll start counting out a small bag of gold pieces to hand over to Ember for her.
I love the audacity of pulling money out in the middle of the street and like not looking around and just like casually putting money into a bag. Thousands of
Roshan!
gold and
Roshan!
you can try to steal from me. We'll kill you. The
Try.
energy of the group is we could kill you. Uh,
We're not going there till tomorrow.
Even if you
morning.
killed one of us, we
Oh,
just got diamonds back, bitch.
I thought we were
can bring
going
one
there
more
this
person back.
afternoon.
I'm not going
Jesus.
till tomorrow morning, but you
Okay.
can go right now if you want.
If we're not, yeah, fine. I think it's probably a good idea to let her know what's up anyway.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I don't know how long. If she could weave a spell into this ring for me, I'd like to see if she could. If it takes longer, then I'll get it done somewhere else. But
And it seems like that sort of thing tends to
Don't
take
you-
more than a couple of days, but
You have
I've
her
got no
sending-
concept of how long it would take. She would be the one to tell me.
You have arrows that she's gonna make sending to the capital. Can't she just send the ring
Oh.
with it?
probably.
That's true as well. I suppose so.
Yeah.
Good thinking.
Or, you know, I could always just come back really quick for a day and grab it instead of paying for shipping. But
That's right. You could just
Fly
zoom
here
back and
like,
forth.
Mhm.
as an eagle.
no,
You're too powerful.
I could. I don't. It doesn't have to be an eagle. I could just use a tree.
Oh, that's right. I
Yeah.
keep forgetting you can do that. That
You could just use Bosch's tree if you want. Just
I-
be
I've
sassy.
really considered it.
don't like that idea at all.
I think that is a terrible idea, but I think, Keld, we should swing by and leave Tate's shield by Bosch Tree, just as a reminder of what Bosch's works end up leading to.
Yeah. I think I'd like
Or-
to do that.
Yeah. If nothing
You
else, it
guys
can
can
be
swing
picked up
by
by
the tree on
someone
the
that
way if you'd
really
like
needs
to.
something too.
You know you're close when you start to smell the soft, kind of subtle scent of rotting flesh.
What?
But you arrive at this tree with these just bits and pieces of corrupted creature that dangle from it. Not close enough to the branches to grab anything, and not close enough to the ground to pull anything up. And you can see that at the ends of where these pieces were cut off has been like cauterized, which seems to slow down the process of it doing things, especially if it's not on the ground. Which seems to be what they employ at the many spikes around town as well. Keld, what would you like to do?
Could I get to the base of the tree around all this
Mhm.
disgusting stuff?
Yeah, it's like it's hanging from the tree, kind of like ornaments. So
Yeah. So festive. I'll just take the shield and set it at the base of the tree. Not sure what else to really do.
Yeah.
Kel's just kind of ready to be rid of it.
Keld sets down his magic shield that gave him a boost to his AC. And you
We
watch
can
as
find
he
another
reaches down
shield.
to the front. And it looks like you can see like the design, kind of this runic design on the front of the shield. He grabs and like gets his fingers under it and pops it off of the shield. And you watch as it kind of shrinks down into a smaller wooden version of itself, of this this emblem. And you can put that away. But you do have just a regular shield, I think, in the bag of holding or something. So you
Yeah.
have that.
We
And
can
then
get that or any other one enchanted if you like. Send it forward by mail.
Ember, are you able to like just make a bunch of shit and then mail it to us? Hey, are you busy? What are you up to?
we technically did pay her to not be busy.
I paid her
Yeah,
a lot of money
true.
to not be busy.
True. But Keld, here's my question. When you set the shield down, you take off your emblem and you begin to walk away.
Hmm.
Do you look back at it, or is it just you continue to walk and you go to the next place?
He'd probably look back at it.
There is a moment. Red light, green light. All right.
I got ominous.
You take a moment, and it's a macabre scene of this shield propped up against this tree as these arms and bits and pieces sort of swing very softly in the breeze. And you guys go to Embers. Same indignant building put where it wasn't supposed to be, between two buildings made very close to each other, but that's the spot she wanted. So her shop is basically the size of an alley. You go inside and there's the warmth of the place and these stone pillars in the center with these like steaming mephits on top that kind of watch you as you come in. You can see Ember is currently at the front and seems to be like sorting through money. Oh, it's a busy day then, isn't it? And then sort of sets a bag down.
It
Sort of.
is. Unfortunately, we weren't able to talk a mutual friend out of their need for their item, but have agreed to slow down a bit. I was hoping that I could leave this here, and he'll pull out 2,000 gold pieces in a satchel.
You all just keep putting money in front of my counter, kind of like with almost like with no intent of getting things, but continue.
This is actually not for you, but for a courier running something from the coast that you may find very intriguing.
Aren't you
Just
a
say
cute
it's
little
a
bitch?
gift.
You could have pulled that the bag of coin towards her.
And Fen here was hoping that, in addition to some arrows, you might be able to enchant a ring for him.
I suppose it depends on what you want.
I was hoping for something that would offer a bit of protection, but as long as it helps get my ass out of trouble occasionally, whatever magic you think you could weave into it, you think could be useful, I'd be interested in that.
Let me see. Let me see your ring.
And
She
Fen will
takes
hand
it
it
and
over.
sort of kind of looks it over. Platinum. That's good.
That's what she said. She said it would be good. I'm still trying to learn
Platinum
these
can-
metals. And
It can hold a bit. What kind of, I suppose, what kind of protection are you looking for in particular? Is it just up to my whim?
well, I'd heard of rings of protection before, but yes, up to your whim. I trust your abilities, and if there's something more interesting, then I'd be willing to take that.
Well, the thing is, if you're interested in this becoming a ring of protection, I think a lot more coin is about to be hitting this desk. Like a lot more. Like 9,000 more.
Oh, never mind then. I guess I'll interested in whatever you had in mind that would you think would be useful in the way of abjuration.
Am I sending this with the arrows?
That was the hope. I figured it'd take a bit of time to process or to enchant whatever
I can't even do even if it was something smaller in a day. Yeah, give me. How about you give me 850 gold and I make you something nice? Not
That
as nice as a
sounds
ring of
reasonable.
protection, but something nice.
Sounds reasonable, right, Roshan?
Of course.
Right.
Ember's always got reasonable prices.
Mm.
And honestly, a joy to work with.
Honestly, the fact that you are currently saying that right now is pretty laughable because I feel like I have stolen a shit ton of money from you in the past day.
Mm.
On that note, she does reach under the counter and sets a bag of coin on it and pushes it in Nyx's direction. This is half of your money back because honestly, I couldn't stop what I was doing anyways. I was like done. But
Half.
I will consider it payment for this nasty little thing. And pulls out that charm that she had put on your weapon before and like sets it down. It still will hit you. Can't make it not do that.
It didn't look that
But if you want to use it,
It wasn't that
just slap it on the weapon.
I'll take it.
So we'll say you paid for that. Here's most of your platinum back.
Fine. Put 100 platinum back in my.
Oh.
Yeah. You have now 100
Shoot.
platinum. Uh,
Whoa.
She tried so hard
Uh,
to get rid of it.
Nope, not today. You watch as Ember sort of kind of takes a glance around. On the topic of mutual friends, I was saying I was busy today because you were beaten by about an hour by a mutual friend of ours.
Mm.
She came by, dropped off the rest of the gold for the item that I was making, and then said she was going on some sort of vacation and that somebody eventually would probably come pick it up.
Mm.
So who knows when that'll be. But I have been paid, and honestly, that works for me. She said it's best that she not steal from him and that I also not steal from him. So it kind of just cleans both of us up in that. And I guess I'll just wait for somebody to come pick up their stuff.
Now, if this is
Can this
something
be
you would like to keep, and I'm not saying that you would, but we put a seed in her brain. She might take a lesser payment if it were guaranteed to keep her safe from prying eyes. If you've got something cheaper, she might be swayed to take an amulet of defense against detection. I'm not sure of the prices of these things, but
Pretty
just wanted to give you
expensive.
option.
I'm informing you, I have already been paid, and I don't think this woman is coming back to my shop ever again, is what I'm picking up on.
Mm.
Thank you for the information.
Guess we don't have to
Of
come
course.
back tomorrow then.
I'm sure someone will, eventually. But I'll just hold on onto the trinket until then.
Very well.
Now that you've been paid, do you want to tell us what it does?
I don't know why that would change
Well,
my situation. And honestly, I already let it drop vaguely about what it does. Like I've been very helpful.
you've been more than helpful, Ember, and we
I
thank
think
you
so.
for your services.
Some sort of vaguely protection ring. Okay, he's making little notes on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Protection ring.
I also, because I was being petty, I overcharged you for those arrows, so I'm undercharging you for this ring. So I feel like it all balances out. So I think we're good. Now we're all even.
That's all even, far as I can tell. Okay. Well, thank you very
Mm.
much for your help, Ember. Did
Of
anyone
course.
else need anything here?
Mm.
All right.
So.
You all have a good day.
Take care of
Katie,
yourself.
you have an infected charm. When
Oh
placed
boy.
upon a weapon on a successful attack roll, it does an extra 2d6 poison damage. But every time you swing it, you will take 1d4 poison damage.
Oof.
Yeah, that's not
Youchie.
So on a hit or not, you will take damage from this this charm.
bad.
So don't miss.
That's what I'm hearing.
Get good.
Right?
I have no
Anything
control
else
over the
for
dice.
today?
You know, she's gonna be the last one out, and again, like so.
Mm-hmm.
I can do this thing where I can go back and forth from places instantly. I don't know if it's okay if I come back sometime to actually get to know you instead of just pacing around.
That's totally fine. Honestly, I was trying to think of like things that I could say in front of them to like to make them think, you know, because like, ooh, in my bedroom, you know. And I was just gonna make up that you had like a mole on your butt, and I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, yes,
But
maybe.
if hey, it's your magic. If you want to use it to come by, I'm never against having a friend.
I'm sure they're gonna be saying stuff when I go outside, but
Oh, 100%.
yeah,
I would like say to like mess up your hair, but your hair doesn't move, so
it would probably break if you tried.
Oh no.
you want me to just like kind of bend it a couple times? Break it.
A couple
Haircut.
pieces snap off.
Yeah, there we go. There you go.
Great.
Mm.
Just drop on the counter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
have fun with your rumors.
thanks. Shut out.
I
Uh,
imagine
Trying to
Nyx
Bunny is
heads
like
out with her
standing.
hair
What's
like
happening?
visibly broken off pieces of ice on her hair.
You all right, Nyx?
I don't know how to fix this so it's frozen right now.
Well, let's get it thawed, maybe. Let's go back to the inn? I don't know.
You all can head back to the inn. That is easy enough to do. Anything happening this day at the inn? Anything of note?
Mm. I don't think so.
Before evening, Roshan would like to chat with Nyx, and he would say, I'm tapped out for today, but would you mind sometime flying with me? I recently learned I have the capability to turn myself into a bird. Not anymore today, but just thought it'd be nice to,
Fly with someone?
yeah, to not have to talk about anything, to just fly.
Sure. Should it be like a bigger bird or something small?
I mean,
Surprise! I got it. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
figure it out. Yeah, we could do that.
okay, well, not today unless you wanted to use a polymorph on me. But
It is stored in this ring right now, so we could.
I could, perhaps if we don't need the ring before the evening comes to a close, we can do that.
I don't really plan on polymorphing anyone today anymore.
It's probably a good idea.
It was just really uncertain what you all were wanting to do. I had a lot of different ideas in case.
I appreciate your willingness to adapt to change.
Right.
Hmm.
Put the ring back on instead of offering it up.
Okay. Anything else tonight?
Well, Nana's kind of been like hovering over Roshan's shoulder. But I feel as though maybe she caught like the little bit of the conversation with Roshan and Nyx where he's like, it'd be nice if I just had a chance to not talk with anybody about things. And she's like, not right now then.
Ambush him a different day, Nana.
Nyx watches Nana approach and then stop and then turn around and walk away.
Did you get lost?
No, it's
Good.
fine.
Actually,
Oh, you
I
dropped your
think
hair
maybe-
clip. That must be what you're looking for. Here you go.
Yeah. I've got it now. Thank you. Nana's going to go check in on Keld, maybe. I don't know if he's cooking up a meal as per normal or if he's taking some time to himself.
he's probably just chilling, staring
Makes
into the
sense.
void.
Yeah. See,
Both of those
yeah.
things look similar, are very
Mhm.
different.
Mm, yep. So Nana will kind of post up next to Keld and lean over and inquire, "You up for a game of dice?"
Sure.
We can play a few rounds of Odin's. What's the name? Odin's
Ruin.
Ruin. That's the one. A few rounds of Odin's Ruin, just to kind of like.
I'm glad you're catching on.
It's actually not so hard once you sort of get the hang of it. Little bit of a learning curve, but I enjoy it very much. I appreciate you
Yeah.
teaching me.
Of course.
I really can't thank you enough for everything you've done in the last couple of days. You saved Roshan's life, and I'm very grateful. You've also been through a lot.
I think we all have.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but I never wanted to know too many details about what happened with you and Nyx and the other band of cultists, but if what I gathered is true, then I expect you probably have some complicated feelings about our conversation today.
Which one exactly?
Well, most pressing in mind would be the one with Gunhild and about the whole thing with Tate and all. And are you okay?
I mean, yeah.
Not just saying that. I have a lot of experience with people just saying, "Yeah, I'm fine. It's fine. It's okay." And on the inside, things are kind of a little bit on fire. Might be speaking from a little bit of experience myself.
Oh, I see. That kind of experience. I mean, of course I have my regrets, but there's not much I can do about that currently.
Right. understand why you and Nyx are involved like you are, and I also understand how it's not as simple as it felt when you started.
Mm. Yeah, it does feel like we're just wading into taller and taller grass or something.
Yeah, I've been feeling that way myself for a while. But best we can do for right now, I suppose, is to keep waiting on. No sense in staying in the dark.
Mm.
Or
Yeah,
in the weeds,
no.
as it may be. Just be nice if I had some idea of which way to go to get towards some answers. But you can't just demand it from the wilderness. You've got to find it yourself.
Yeah, or find. Well, I don't know. The list of questions is also growing.
Yeah. 2 steps forward seems we get knocked back 3 or 4 more. More questions still on top of the old ones.
Yeah, but I feel like we're on the right track.
At least we're still following Bosch, and that will be, I hope, a resolution.
Or at least a step closer to a resolution.
More likely, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
We'll work at it together. And I'm glad to have you and Nyx both with us. We're stronger for having you.
I agree. I'm glad we found you guys.
I'm glad you found us as well. Now here, let's finish out this round.
Mm.
Okay. The two of you play a few more rounds of dice. Could I be reminded of the room setup?
Did
Is
we
it
wind
2
up with
rooms?
one room with enough for everybody, or was it 2 separate?
Thought it was 2 rooms.
I think it's 2.
I think it was 2.
What is our split? How is the room split?
I
I
feel as though
imagine
Keld
probably
and
the-
Nyx have to
This,
have a room.
yeah, siblings in one room, OG squad in the other room.
Nyx is on the floor either way, because, just ruined the inn's bed.
I mean, I think that seems fair. Fen, Roshan, and Nana in one, and Keld and Nyx in the other, and so we go
Okay.
for the night.
If you'd go ahead and take a couple silver out of somebody's inventory because you're staying another night. You only paid for 1 night. You all get ready for bed. I was gonna say get comfortable, but I don't feel like that's
What's that?
that's the most doable thing currently.
Hmm.
As you get situated and eventually have to split off into your rooms. Roshan, as you get ready for bed, feeling like a tiredness still kind of washing over you, one that you haven't felt in a while, and you have now for 2 days in a row needed to sleep. You can feel sort of like the burn in your eyes.
Hmm.
And you feel a presence next to you. And that's where we're going to take our break. Hey, guys. We're going to take a 10-minute break, go get a snack, go get a drink. We'll see what's in the room with everybody. It's cool. See you guys
Spooky.
in 10.
Thank you, 10!
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cold for episode 115 of On the Backs of Gods. We just took our 10-minute break. The party went around town and just did some errands after having a very intense conversation where people's, lives and families' lives were threatened. So why not just, do a little shopping,
Retail
I suppose.
therapy.
Little
Retail
All of our
therapy.
problems solved.
Yep,
Um,
did it.
Except none.
uh, but you all head back. I realized I never checked. You all head back to the inn after learning that it seems Gunhild's going on a very long vacation and went ahead and paid for this magic item in full and does not seem to be the one who is going to be picking it up at a later date. And that I'm sure somebody will once they realize nobody's grabbing it. But you have a couple things being made to be mailed to you, hopefully around the time you're in another town. We'll see what happens. We'll see if that lines up. Who knows? But you all currently have gone to the inn to settle down for the day. And Roshan, as this getting used to again being tired, that feeling sort of creeps over you, and it comes with an anxiety. You feel a presence next to you, a weight on the bed. As if something is sitting next to you, its back also against the headboard, and both of you facing forward, staring at the wall. But you are currently in a room with two other people as well.
Cool. Yeah. Roshan will take a peek out of the corner of his eye.
You take just a casual look, and you can see the shape of the shadow. Their head sort of laid back a bit, staring more upwards. Their form, it seems like there is a central piece where the body is, and then there'd be a shimmer where it seems like it just bends out and then comes back in. It seems to be struggling to stay in one spot. The only thing not moving in this way is the lower half of its arms, because those are still not present.
Uh-oh.
It is just an obvious lack of arm there. And you can hear what sounds like, it's sort of like labored breathing, but it's almost like you're imagining it. Like you don't hear it through your ears. But it is the implication of labored breathing, of injury. What would you like to do?
I would like to reach out and touch the shadow. Does it feel like anything?
All right, my favorite is just the Roshan of it all, just like, don't mind me.
Don't mind me.
Roshan, you reach over to like touch, to just brush your finger against the shoulder. There is some resistance, but it's almost like through a thick fog. There's almost a coldness to moving your hand through that space.
So I think his first instinct is actually to use healing hands, which was a racial ability which he lost. Does he now have that
That is
back?
correct.
Okay.
You go to do this, and it is not present. You still do not
Oh.
have this ability.
Love that. Does he still feel tired?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I guess this is awkward, but you know what? Fuck it. We're doing it live. He'll cast silence in the middle of the room.
Everyone in the room is engulfed in a deafening silence.
Is this while Fen and Nana are out for their
100%.
rest?
Yeah, you guys were there.
Yeah,
It
Fen's
becomes-
meditating, so
He's like,
Fens out,
nice.
but you can't hear yourself breathing. It is the sound of nothing, Nana,
Oh,
as you
no.
are laying there.
I mean, like, if Nana's already asleep, I can't imagine this disturbs her. But if she's not asleep
Didn't
already,
happen at like 3 a.m. This
No.
happened at like a still vaguely people hour.
Yeah.
I think Nana kind of sits up in bed and kind of like checks around.
I think Roshan would check the room and give her a little thumbs up and then turn back to the shadow and have a conversation.
We're good.
What does Nana
So-
see of that? Is it just Roshan sitting there and he turns his body to face nothing?
Yeah.
And just
Do tell.
has a wordless conversation in this silence bubble?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I
Sus
know that
behavior.
Roshan has told Nana some things. I seem to remember the
Well,
shadows.
you know
come
about
up.
the shadow.
Okay,
Nana knows
so
about
I'm-
the shadow.
All right, Nana can connect point A, point B. She kind of like eases back on her bedroll, but she's kind of like keeping an eye on Roshan.
And Roshan will ask. No, I think he'd start with apologizing. Say, I'm sorry, are you okay?
There's a long pause. And there's a moment where you worry about the connection because you're still tired. You can't cast. And then the head turns a bit towards you in an acknowledging sort of way. I am incredibly confused. I'm tired. And I hurt, and I don't understand what's happening to me.
Is it getting worse?
Roshan, I'd love you to just roll me a straight charisma roll.
Yeah. 15.
I do not regret what I did. Saving you, holding on to you. You fell incredibly quickly. You were moving so fast, faster than normal. You would have been gone if I hadn't held on. If you die, and I follow you, I cannot come back. I don't know why, but I cannot.
I gathered as much, and I apologize. You don't need to be here right now if that's a struggle. Is there anything I can do to make you feel better? Make you better?
Yes, but I am confused about something. I thought I had at least a vague understanding of myself. Not of exactly who I was, or name, or place, or time, but an idea of my ability of what I could do, of what I was composed of. And when I went into the darkness by myself, when I needed rest, it was incredibly loud. It was deafening, the amount of sound and voices. I wasn't alone, and they were not me, but we were all there. Every single one of us.
More like you?
Me. They were in my space. We all shared a space, and for the first time I heard them. Multiple voices.
They're part of you.
That is my guess. I did not know they were there.
And does that make it any clearer where you came from?
It feels worse. If I am many, then how am I to know which one I am?
Can you not be many and be one?
I could attempt to talk to them. You could attempt to talk to them, but they make me nervous. You asked if you could help, and there is a way I think you could possibly help me.
Tell me how. I'll do it.
This is your choice. You should get to decide how this works out for you. Because this was going to be a gift. The magic that we took from the temple. I was holding on to it to make something nice, and now I'm not sure if you would like me to hold on to it to make you something nice, to make you stronger. Or if you would like me to use it to fix myself so that I can come back and help you. It will take me longer to heal on my own, but I will. But using that power will make it much quicker, less painless.
I think you should use it. You don't need to make anything for me. It was quiet without you, and I don't want to put you at risk like that anymore.
I will always spoil you when I have a chance. I love you.
So what is it that you need from me? What do you need me to do?
I just need time. Just a moment. That was very potent power we stole. So just a moment. And it seems like the shadow gets comfortable.
Um, And I think Roshan would look on for about 30 seconds. Do they react in 30 seconds?
As you stare, sort of taking in the shadow, you notice that at the ends of the arms, where they are not present, it's like little flecks of gold catching the light. And you can think you can see the arms getting longer. Very slowly, but you think you can see them moving now.
I think he senses that it's working, and he will drop the silence spell and immediately whisper, because it's probably very loud to the people in the once silent room.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I needed to have counsel with the shadow.
I'm sure that was to you, Nana. I would 100% assume it was to you, and you're muted.
I'm sorry, like I did not catch the first half of the sentence. I didn't realize it was directed
Sorry,
to
I've
me at
been
all. I'm sorry.
vibing.
No, I've just been.
I think he just said, after the sound comes back, Roshan says, "Sorry, I needed to have counsel with the shadow."
Of course. Is everything all right?
It is now. They'd faded from view after the fight. Was beginning to worry that they would come back, but they're here and on the mend.
That's good. I'm very glad to hear that. Is there anything the rest of us can do to aid either of your recovery?
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong in the first place, and I don't think they do either. But they're getting better. And I think I need a good night's sleep. Another one.
Mm-hmm. It's been strange seeing you actually sleeping the last few nights.
Why are you watching me sleeping? That's weird. Hey, stop that.
I check in on everybody before I turn in for the night, and you happened to have been sleeping, which you never do. So the difference was rather pronounced. It wasn't like I was
One of
watching
those
you.
mirrors to make sure everyone's breathing. As she makes her way around you.
When do you hand
Anyway.
out forehead kisses?
Now you
Little tuck
stop
in.
that, or I'll have to make you hot cocoa. Anyway.
You might need to go into the other room. Keld had a bad night. He could use some forehead kisses before bed.
I did have a round or two of...
Forehead kisses? 2 rounds?
No!
Wow.
It was Odin's Ruin. Dice games.
Is that what we're calling it nowadays?
If you insist.
Odin's Ruin.
What's Odin ruining, am I right?
As with any patriarch of any multi-unit deity group, whatever the word is, it escaped my grasp as I tried to reach for it. Anyway.
Trying to kiss Finn.
Well, if you think that he could probably use something more than a little distraction and a little talk, then I'm all ears. I'm a bit at a loss.
I was only teasing you. I wasn't suggesting anything.
Well, I'm just glad that things are settling down a little, if nothing else. You're certain there's nothing that you'll need before we get on the road tomorrow?
Just apparently a night's sleep. This sucks.
Yeah.
Elves do it right.
I've never been so privileged as to take advantage of such an ability, but I can only imagine it's extremely efficient. Very productive.
You know, like stakeouts at night, how nice they would be if you just didn't get tired. That's kind of how it feels.
Okay, alright. I could see that being extremely useful. Damn. Ah, well. Maybe we'll come across a ring of elven meditation sometime. Who knows? All kinds of ridiculous
sounds-
things find their ways to us.
Maybe Ink has one they can lend you.
It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me. But we'll just have to meet back up with Ink and Gorbjorn on our way back from beating Bosch's face in.
You just worry about getting yourself dark vision somehow.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
you go.
yeah. It would be nice to be able to actually see during stakeouts at night. Never
always
mind be able to
ask
stay
him.
up through them.
Just gotta ask Nick.
You
just
gotta ask
ask.
Nyx.
All you gotta do is ask.
Yeah. That's true.
Nyx is proficient in almost all forms of spellcraft, so she'll help you
She
out
is
next
an
time.
incredible addition to the team. I mean, your magical prowess has saved us on many occasions, don't get me wrong, but I'm glad we've got Nyx and Keld now.
Me too.
I'm glad we've still got you. She hugs Roshan really hard.
Oh.
Just imagine Nana has slowly been making her way closer through this conversation.
Just like little bit at a time, little bit at a time. She's not trying to overwhelm him. She doesn't want him to spook off, but she does want to give him a hug.
Being an animal, but you know, because I love it and want to give it a hug.
Yeah.
Roshan will give her a hug back, but also steal a glance at the shadow to see if the arms are done loading yet.
Arms are still loading.
They're buffering. They're buffering.
The shadow is watching.
Cool.
Neat. It's just a hug shadow. Stop being so weird.
You know that the shadow loves when you're kind.
Yes.
It does.
Yes. And eventually, once the hug is done, Nana will kind of give him a pat on the shoulders and. All right. So, do what you said. Get some sleep, and I hope that the both of you are feeling better in the morning.
For sure.
And don't just say you're feeling better in the morning, whether you are or not. God damn it.
I don't think you could tell if I was lying, so good luck.
Is that a challenge?
Yeah. Good night.
All right then. Nana
Bags
goes
under
to
eyes.
bed.
I'm fine.
And Roshan, you lay down, and there is still that tiredness. So you start trying to go to sleep. And about an hour in, you realize you don't need to anymore.
Hallelujah. The buffering has completed.
Rise.
Long loading time, an hour? Jeez.
What is this dialogue?
56K?
The fuck is this
Easily.
shit?
Like, you could have cut that in half if you had an Ethernet cable, my dude. Just stick that right up
Shadow's like,
your
I'm
ass.
growing limbs. What are you doing? I'm
Plug it
Now
into
I'm
the
just
Ethernet.
most of a
jeez.
guy here.
I'm just imagining the shadow opening up their mouth and the dial-up noises.
Oh
happening.
God.
Eagle gives a sending, and it's like, I'm on the phone!
I'm using the internet.
Why can't I get through? I can't. None of my sendings are going through.
Hmm.
But everyone
For
has...
any of our viewers under the age of 20, when you got on the internet, you used to have to take up the phone line.
Hey guys,
And no one
I
could
know
make a phone
Lisa
call while
looks
you were on the
youthful and
internet.
is a beautiful woman, but
Mm,
our one viewer, my mom, shockingly older than
He
20.
knows.
she knows.
All of you have settled down for the night,
Mm-hmm.
and you get a long rest.
Hooray!
Yes.
What happens to temp HP?
I think it goes away.
I would
doesn't it?
assume if there's a limit on it, is there a limit on it?
No,
Where
it
did you
just
get it?
disappears at your next long rest.
Okay,
There you go.
yeah, I just wanted to know. Yep.
I was like, I would assume it's gone.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Fen
I
wakes
don't
up
remember
feeling
when
worse.
John- Oh, it
Oh,
was from the
no.
snacks. Entirely.
Aw.
We
I was
need
like,
more
oh,
snacks,
the
Keld.
snacks.
We're
Ugh.
now effectively addicted.
That can be arranged.
We're addicted
Right,
to good
you all wake
baking.
up the next day. What are we doing?
Getting out of
I assume-
town.
Yeah, getting our shit together. Do we? I think we've resolved things with Ember, so we don't need to stop there anymore.
I think Nyx wants to send her a little kiss goodbye or something.
Yeah, probably.
She's good now.
Oh.
She's told that, Gunhild left town. That was the reason she was supposed to go over there. So
All right. Okay.
Mm.
All right.
she's not stopping at Embers.
Alrighty. In which case,
You all can assume what you want.
well then, what I would like for us all to do is just sort of keep an eye out for anything that remotely resembles something with a stony gaze. I doubt the god would have had any word about something like that until recently. Let's just keep an eye out as we go.
Okay. You all
I would.
gather your things, go to Thick Biscuit, and you begin to make your way out of town, moving forwards northwards towards Jarlsbecker. It's gonna be a haul, guys. Jarlsbecker's
boy.
a hot minute away.
Ah,
We're looking at close to 2 weeks.
Oh.
We're looking at a rough timeline, depending on how fast you go, but you guys have been going at a pretty breakneck speed for one horse that pull cart.
yeah. He had a couple days to rest, so that's good.
Are
He
we
is the
still
best horse.
going
He's the
at
best horse.
make horse go as fast as it can speed? Are we still going at a faster pace?
As long as it's healthy for the horse.
Until it
Thick
starts
Biscuit
hurting
has
the horse.
such a high constitution, low everything
Yeah.
else, but a high constitution.
Wow.
Yeah, so long as it does not hurt the Thick Biscuit, I think we'd all
I
like a
am
faster
offering
pace.
within
Yeah.
comfortable realms for
Okay.
Thick Biscuit.
Okay.
I would never assume. You guys would have to say, "Fuck Thick
Fuck
Biscuit.
the
We're going as
horse."
fast as we can, as
Oh,
long as we
no.
can."
Oh, no.
So I would assume it is a vaguely healthy situation for Thick Biscuit.
Yes.
maybe not
Healthy
his
situation
favorite,
for Thick
but
Biscuit.
you know.
Rufio is a dire wolf today, so Fen will be riding him. That'll help pick up the pace a little bit.
All right.
Fen can be out in front scouting on wolfback.
Alrighty.
You certainly can't ride next to the cart. Every time you get a little close, you watch Thick Biscuit slow down to try and make distance between you and the humongous wolf.
It's all right, Thick Biscuit. It's Rufio. It's the same one as before.
Fen, but you can go ahead and give me just a straight perception check, because I'm just assuming somebody else is looking out, but we have disadvantage, blah, 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 straight roll.
14.
It's just exciting getting to ride a wolf, so, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like, I'm going to see how fast I can ride on the wolf real quick, and then you
Yeah.
sometimes you do a lap.
Accelerate.
Question. You hear a voice come into your mind, Roshan.
Oh, love that.
Question. You recognized Aliona's voice. Is the bridge an actual hammer? And is Skull City a skull? I hope you are well.
Roshan will
love
reply, Skull City is indeed in a skull, and mythically, the bridge is the haft of Thor's hammer. Perhaps not in actuality. Hope you are also
Wow.
well.
Or it sounds like a flat earther. He doesn't believe that it's an actual hammer. No, prove it. Prove it.
I
Prove it's
may
a
have
hammer.
met
You can't.
Broggy in the flesh, but I didn't see no
It's a
Thor.
hammer. You won't.
I haven't
Uh,
seen the head of the hammer, which should be pretty big, so I don't know.
I did describe the ground being metal in that town,
Oh,
but
that was
that's
right.
all
That's
right.
right.
Oh.
If that's
Roshan's still not convinced though.
if
It's a
that's the
gimmick.
case, I think Roshan would be more convinced.
Okay.
And say,
All right.
and
It's been a while.
It seems like it could be.
most likely a hammer. We'll upgrade it to most likely.
There we go. I'm not gonna go in 100%. I don't want to look stupid if it's not a hammer.
Yeah.
But
Sure looked like
uh,
one.
you don't receive a reply. That's the end of the conversation.
Cool.
Is there anything you guys wanted to accomplish while on the road today?
Mm.
Nana's keeping
Works for me.
peepers peeled.
Yeah. Ben is currently on the lookout for anything of note. There's people going in all directions. The road is pretty clear of snow and ice at the moment, and you can see like the little flecks of black kind of across the street in places where you recognize the kind of the strange salt concoction that people were spreading out over the roads to keep them accessible. But you guys continue forward. The day is uneventful. You make camp. Anything at camp?
I think Roshan would like to take an hour flight with
Let's
Nyx.
go.
Oh, there.
And Roshan would cast Polymorph on himself and bird out for a little while, turn himself into a little red-winged blackbird.
Cute.
Okay. And Nyx, what are you going to turn into?
Then I'll go with my really creepy owl. Yeah.
Okay.
What a pair.
Yeah.
You watch Nyx and Roshan turn into birds and then fly away.
Have fun.
No
be
context.
safe.
Keld's gonna
Don't
look
fly
at
outside of sending range.
Nyx's scrying
please.
pot.
Anything first for the people at camp? Just hanging out, living your lives, or what's up?
Fenn's gonna try his best to get Jenny to recognize Nana. Like, I know she knows who she is at this point. It's just a matter of, like, going there when I ask
Jenny
her to.
1000% knows who everybody on this team is. It is
It's
just getting
just
her
a
to do
matter.
things without food.
Oh God.
She knows them by name, by look. She just won't let you know that.
Rude.
Come on, Jenny. I know you know who Nana is. You've known her for, seems like a year and a half at this point. But just
Feels
just
like in the
go in and give her a little peck on the forehead.
Go ahead and give me an animal handling check.
It's
Later
a
when
12.
Nana's assaulted by Jenny.
You casually placed some food by Nana for this, and Nana does get pecked. But once again, all food motivated.
God damn it.
Nana, take a solid 1 point of damage. As this
Wow.
bird does 1 point enough of damage on impact.
This
That's
bird that
alright.
weighs 2 ounces.
Yeah. This bird
Yeah.
put its heart and soul into that attack and can do
Yeah,
no
I
more.
believe that. I believe that in my heart and soul.
Yeah, this
All
bird
right.
doesn't like Nana.
That's fine.
It's
Nana
canon.
didn't want to be enemies with this bird, but the bird chose violence.
Bird,
So?
Jenny will choose violence every time. I just want this to be known by the team.
All right. So
Anything else for team at camp? Yes.
Nana is trying to make a bond with Thick Biscuit, while Fen is trying to help forge a bond with Jenny.
Sure, go ahead and roll me animal handling.
I'm trying to recall how we've ruled this in the past. Has Speak with Animals helped with that, or is it...
With animals would give you advantage.
All right, then I will do the Speak with Animals with Thick Biscuit in order to make sure we're on the same wavelength. With advantage. I'm glad for the advantage there. Still a shitty roll. That's a 13.
I mean,
Hmm.
Thick Biscuit and you're kind of like
We vibing.
coworkers. Like you're work friends. You guys aren't going to go get
Yeah.
like you're not going to hang out outside of work, but like Thick Biscuit understands that you bring them food, understands to take certain amount of like command from you,
Yeah.
but I would not say you are fully bonded yet. But you and Thick Biscuit definitely a in the green relationship. Compared to the
Just
bird,
ki-
you're doing pretty
Hmm.
good.
I mean, that's not a high bar, but that's fine. Nana will take it.
Yeah. Keld, anything in particular?
He's gonna wait for Nyx to get back
Okay.
and see
So
if
we'll
she
get
would. Okay.
yeah, we'll get to you. We'll go back to you then. Whenever the birds return.
The birds return.
Flying is great. What else can you say about it? It's the detachment from the earth in a very visceral way. It is the feeling of weightlessness, and I'm sure there is a power that also comes with flight.
I think there's also Roshan is no stranger to flight,
Yeah.
but he is new to the nimbleness of a small
Mhm.
thing. Also, the polymorph changes his mental stats, so
Oh yeah.
he's got literal bird brain. So he just kind of turns it all off and then goes and zips around for a little bit.
Yeah. Nyx, you are the smartest thing in the air currently.
Leaving the
But
flight,
is there
making sure
anything
we-
you guys would like to do? Is there a point where you land or go somewhere? Anything of note?
just making sure he's near the ground at a little before the hour mark, so there's no fall. Since
Bless
I
him.
have a brain.
Yeah, this other bird is not keeping track of time. There's no
No.
way.
That's my job to keep track.
100%
of time.
not. But you guys can start making your way back to camp, and you start just sort of kind of trying to kind of bully this bird lower as you kind of fly over and then start going down. But eventually you guys arrive back at the edge of camp, and Roshan sort of kind of stumbling, bit of a run, turns back into his normal form of being a people. Anything before
That
just going
is-
back to camp, or is it just a casual flight and we're all back in?
He said he didn't want to talk, so she's not going to initiate anything.
Yeah, I think Roshan would walk a ways away and cast silence again to talk with the shadow. Just check in.
Actively walks away from you to talk to
Jeez.
nothing.
Oh my god.
Probably
Oh,
just stand and
buddy.
watch to make sure that he's okay.
Yeah, Nyx is just watching you.
Just checking in.
Valid.
That's cool.
It's fine.
Not even a you can be my wingman anytime or nothing. Just
Oh,
Walk
come
away.
Peace.
on.
It's just a
Alright,
casual
bye.
flight.
It was a casual
Um,
flight.
Yeah.
What do you
A
say,
one-night
Roshan, or what
flight.
do you do while you're in this silence?
Are you feeling better? Are you okay?
Yes and no. I feel better physically. I feel more put together. But the thought of multiple, that I am possibly multiple, and how many. Some of them, some of their voices. I don't know.
If do you think you could pick my voice out of them if you needed to?
I would like to think so.
If you would like to speak with them but have an anchor so you don't lose yourself while talking with them, I could sing you a song. Something around the fire and something that won't end until I know you don't need it anymore.
Thank you. I will hold you to that. Give me time to think.
Of course. And Roshan will awkwardly head back to the camp.
And you watch him just start walking back to camp.
All right. Everything's good, so head back.
This is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
So this is still during like people hours. We haven't gotten into rest period
I'm
yet.
assuming the thing is you guys can't really sleep as you normally do until Roshan is present.
That's true.
Yeah.
So you guys have
Yeah,
been just
yeah.
in the cold, like you made a fire
For an
because
hour.
Roshan. You're like, okay,
No, it's fine. It's fine. Roshan needs
you guys
time to
gotta
be a
cook
bird
dinner.
and not
It's
talk
normal.
to people. It's fine.
This is fine.
But they
Finn
all
is playing
arrive back
fetch
at
with
camp.
Rufio.
Yeah. Thick
Big
Biscuit is
dog.
not at ease.
No, Nana is
but,
actively calming Thick Biscuit.
but Kel, you wanted to do something. You see, the whole party is present.
We'll just sidle up next to Nyx. I was wanting to check in on Mom and Dad.
Oh.
I can do that. Should we leave the little bubble thing, you think?
I think you're
Buy one of the
prevented
trees.
from-
Actually, I guess we could do that. Yeah.
Scoop up my snow and head out to a tree. And I will put 5th level scrying into the ring and give it to him.
Wow.
Wow.
It's late enough. They should be at home. Just
I might be able to actually save now. What's
No,
your
because-
save, do you think?
because
Oh, it uses
What?
yours? It uses your stupid spell
no,
save.
because if he picks a location, it doesn't matter.
That's true. You could just... You would have to pick, like, a room in your home, or, like, a spot particular, or a person. So you could do either.
How
Mm,
many rooms could there be?
Right.
So what would you like? Would you like to pick to look at your mother or father specifically? Or do you want to go try to aim for a space and hope that you kind of can get sight of what's going on? If you pick a person, you have a likelihood of at least seeing them.
Right.
But you could at least see that the house isn't burned down, so it's kind of a toss-up.
Yeah. I'll focus on the ladle.
Okay. You go to focus on your mother, the ladle, and you look to the pot,
Mm. Oh,
And you
this is
sort of
gonna
just
be
like
cold.
splash your face into it. And you are pulled upstream past these rapids. Jeeves-san. Jeeves-san. You hear a voice sort of skim past you in the water. It could be the sound of rushing waves, but you swear you heard something. And then you were looking at the ladle. You were looking at a tall, slender furbolg who currently looks like they are in night clothes. And they share a similar coloration to you. They are a bit lighter in color, and there's like a bit of pink in the ears. And then just like right at the chin, there's just like these little sort of twists of green, sort of, it's almost more of on the skin tone itself and not like hair coming outwards, just like a green that is settled into the skin. And just very kind, tired looking eyes. And she is currently making her way through her very small home, which you are very familiar with. You can tell by just seeing the ground at her feet and the occasional glance of wall. And she stops. And you can tell from where she stops that she is at a window in your home. And she's looking outwards. It's almost been a year. And you see she looks back inwards. And you hear a voice from inside. A year. And I'm sure they prosper. You know they will come back when they need to. I know. I know. I just miss them a bit is all. It's just it's a bit quiet. That's all. And she begins to make her way through the room again. And she stops, and you can see a darker set of furbolg hands take her hands. Your father is not fully in view, but you can see that he takes her hands. We are united. By any distance, by any time. Forever. Why else would we put them in the pot? And they kind of both soft chuckle. You're very wise. I'm sure that's why you have the title of Grandpot. And your parents start making out.
Well, time to go.
And you pull back, um,
They're fine.
leaving the ladle and the Grandpot to make out. You're like, this always happens. It happens every time. Every time. Son. As you pull back through the water and kind of pull your face from the pot, you are back next to Nyx.
Every time.
Again?
Again.
Can't.
We need to
You
do this
think they
earlier.
know? They have to know.
They have to know.
Are we being watched right? There's only one way to make the kids leave is to start smooching.
Works every time.
Immediately works.
I miss them. Let's send them away.
Please leave.
Your parents are good then?
Yes, they're good.
Good.
Sort of wipe the
Wonderful to hear.
But
Shakes his head like a dog.
Yeah.
How far are we from them? Might we visit them at some point along the road?
It's a
About-
bit out of the way.
I think
Oh,
if we went straight there without stopping for a long time, it'd be about a month to travel.
Oh. Oh,
At
goodness.
least.
Oh.
But that's
Well,
if we're walking. Like, I could get
maybe-
us there today if we wanted to go there. We just gotta leave the
Maybe-
horse behind.
maybe someday soon when we complete some of the things we need to do, we can make our way there. Just keep track of them. Wasn't long ago. My mother went to see the waterfall. I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to her before she left, and wish sometimes that I had.
Do you want to try?
Well, she's gone to see the
Instantly.
waterfall. There's no point.
I'm not sure if they know about that story, Fen.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can
Oh,
do the
it's
same thing I just did, and you can see if you can see her.
it's a euphemism. It's just a thing elves say. She's passed on. When an elf passes on, they go to the waterfall, and they don't come back. None of them ever do, and it's just a thing we say. But I'm glad your parents are all right.
And I hope yours are well, wherever they are.
My father's back in Briarheart, and I'm sure he's being productive. He's got to be bored without mother around. But when we make it to the capital, maybe I'll send a letter and make sure he knows that we're all in one piece. I'm glad your folks are all right.
Me too. I think we need to check in a little more.
We will.
Is there anything else?
Nix,
Mm-hmm.
do you ever hear things when you do that?
Not other than what I expect to hear. No. What do you? Did you hear something that wasn't them?
Yes, I just heard whispers of Chief Son.
Interesting. I don't know. Maybe somebody seeing you do that.
Keld's gonna ponder on that and cast Detect Magic.
You cast Detect Magic as you all are kind of. You don't have your bubble up yet per se, because if you did it now, you would lose it in the early hours. Blah blah blah. We all know how this works.
Yes.
You cast Detect Magic and you see the items that are on your party. The shield you have pulled out of the bag no longer glows except where your emblem was placed upon it now, and has like grown to fit the shield as it had before you had taken Tate's. Give me a perception check. Why not? Give you advantage. The magic things would glow. You'd see everybody's stuff.
Yeah. Go for it.
So you have advantage.
Yay. Go for it.
10.
Damn.
That's
Yeah,
better
there's
than
an
my
orb
5.
floating next to Nana's head. There's
The
an
what?
orb floating right next to Nana.
One second, checking my spells.
Shit.
If you don't
he's
I'm
gonna-
assuming Nana is none the wiser.
Yeah,
if
Nana,
point
you
it
don't
out-
know. You don't see it.
Keld's gonna
Nobody else
just
sees it except
say, "There's something there.
Mm,
Someone might be watching."
where is it?
Near Nana. I'll
Yeah.
gesture.
Yeah. Point exactly where it is, and I will instantly cast a spell magic on it.
Roshan will.
And-
Roshan will light the lantern of revealing, which
Oh.
should reveal the sensor so that you can.
So this kind of all happens
Ow.
in tandem. Is you pull this up, and you're going to do the spell, and you're like, "Oh, right there, exactly." And then it is gone. Yeah,
What?
this
What?
kind of
What happened?
eyeball-sized orb is now gone.
Mm.
But I'm very confused.
Agreed. What the hell just happened?
It
We were being
says-
observed.
Pardon?
Like what Nyx does, except someone else here.
Okay.
Gunhild seemed to insinuate it might be one of Bosch's or something.
Okay.
The
Is it
ash
gone now?
Mm-hmm.
lantern.
Nyx, when you scry on other people, what all are you able to observe? Are you able to hear what
Mhm.
people say
Yes.
anytime you cast?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless there's some kind of magic blocking it, which is usually just does what I just did, gets rid of it entirely.
What
But
would
you can-
happen if you were to scry upon someone who was scrying on someone else?
I would probably see the
These are the
person
questions.
sitting there scrying. I would guess.
I doubt
Right.
you'd be able to see what they were seeing, no?
Yeah.
But
In
I,
Or hear what
Scribeception.
they're hearing or getting any
They
additional
couldn't
information.
Scryception.
Yeah.
I have not tried it, but
Perhaps just
Wait,
as
is-
a ward against this, whenever we discuss important matters, perhaps we should do so under the glow of this lantern.
Mm.
Not
That's
a
a
bad idea.
wonderful idea, Roshan.
What about your bubble spell that you use at the end of the night? Would that prevent anyone from being able to scry on anyone inside?
I don't know. It may show the outside of the bubble.
yeah, I'm not exactly sure. One of the times when I was looking at Egil, he was outside the bubble when I started, and then he went inside, and I couldn't follow him inside the bubble. So
Huh.
So there's a reasonable amount of safety inside, but I think just for peace of
It's-
mind, even while we're there, we can spare the money for oil and keep the lantern lit.
We can make our own oil.
We can also do that.
We'll never have to pay for oil again!
We're
Well, isn't
self-sufficient.
that nice?
wow.
There's one
So we gotta
positive to
decide
come
if
out
we're
of this
cooking
trip.
with this oil or
We
if it
will
is for
n-
only lantern. I just
We
want to know
will
what
never
taste
reach
profile.
peak oil.
Oh boy.
Peak oil.
Just curious. Okay, so we're gonna say it's the not cooking type.
I have to assume like maybe it's animal tallow oil, perhaps.
I'm not having animal fat drip out of this jug, but I will dwell on it.
Sorry.
I
for
will
that.
think about this for some amount of time and then get back to you
Hmm.
guys.
We'll
Fair
see.
enough.
What is oil and
Mm,
what's it doing in there?
who
These are the
knows?
questions.
Fun. Anywho,
Boy,
don't mind
howdy.
me. I'm gonna write
Uh-huh.
oil down in my notes so I think about it.
It's not like we've got oil made from olives up here. I'm just saying. Unless the jar came from
No.
Ptolemaeus's neck of the
That's
woods.
the good stuff.
You don't know the magic is like attached.
It doesn't
to, like, other
specify.
places. It doesn't. So I will dwell on that.
Hmm.
I'll dwell on oil later.
Very well
Happy
then.
Hanukkah to everyone. I'll dwell on oil. Um, uh,
Be the shamash, everybody.
As you were.
Think we got enough for one night, but I guess it's gonna last us for a quart a
This
day.
oil will last you forever.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the
Excellent.
spirit.
That's the
Uh,
spirit.
Anywho, you guys can
Uh-huh.
oil, not a problem. Also, if we
Awesome.
decide it's cooking oil, very cheap to buy oil. So,
Fair enough. Okay.
Not
so
worried
either way,
about it.
I think you guys are
Yeah. 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 Okay.
Ooh.
So, all that being decided, anyone else need
Huh.
anything else before we put up for the night?
I don't think so.
okay.
We good? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good?
Think
We
should rest.
acquire the dome.
We acquire the dome.
Correct.
And you all take your watches. I've decided I'm going to show some expediency. Um, nothing happens tonight. It is a peaceful night. You all do sleep with the knowledge that you have evidence you were being spied on. The amount of time and when exactly unclear, which causes some cold sweat. But besides that, and that it could happen anytime later on, but that's okay. You all wake up the next morning, you have breakfast, you get your stuff together, and you continue northwards. Question? Roshan, a voice of Aliona enters her mind. Question, so does the mountain, does it look like a man, or does it look like mountain?
Roshan assumes she's talking about the mountains in the west.
Yes. Good assumption.
And says, looks like mountains, not legs. And it's cold if you want to go. Safe travels.
Cold has never been an issue. So why is the bridge hammer and the city skull, but the mountain is mountain? I have to tell you, I'm kind of having a bad time. You know what? Actually, I'm having a terrible time.
Oh, no.
Everyone here, kind of pain in the ass, kind of.
Oh,
It
no.
just kind of trails off.
Did that one have like a question in it?
It was kind of like,
What's
not
the
really.
deal
It was
with
like,
all
why
this
are these
shit?
things inconsistent? Why,
Hmm.
why is this its actual name, but why is the mountain not look like just like a dude chilling on the ground?
Sounds like she needs to talk to the DM.
Yeah.
Hey, Jillian, quick question for clarification. And then I would tell them that the mountain is like cancerous bone growth.
Hmm.
Yep. Cancerous world bone growth.
Yeah,
Aliona,
the good
you
stuff.
have ninth level
Yikes.
spells. You should try talking to someone named Jillian.
So there's this deck of many things, and if you pull one particular card, you could get Jillian to answer that very specific question of why it not look like man.
Hey God! Pick up!
Why it not look like man?
Yeah, I think Roshan
Uh.
would respond to that and say, my only guess is that it's been there for several thousand years, and shifting and changing of the earth changed it. I'm sorry for the inconsistencies.
Now see here, the thing is,
She's using all her sending on this. I love this.
9th level sending.
What
The
does
thing
ninth
is,
level get you?
if you just a normal sending,
Oh,
uh,
wow.
if
Jesus
you think
Christ.
about it,
Uh-huh.
why wouldn't the skull look more like mountain?
Hmm.
What's different? between skull and other skull.
I think Roshan's going to try and condense this a 2-hour lecture into 25 words.
Good luck.
Good luck, yeah.
Differing attitudes regarding corruption in East and West. Harnessed in the East, shunned in the West.
There is no response. You all continue forward, making your way through the day. I'm going to assume that Fen, you can give us a perception check.
Yeah, but we just had a giant rat today instead of
Oh, my
He's
favorite.
back.
I'll
dire
talk
wolf.
to him.
So,
We like that little guy.
but perception's a 29
Hell
regardless.
yeah,
So,
As you guys are going a few hours into your trip, you know, people go by in every direction. You can see that there is a cart pulled over on the side of the road. There looks to be a man, like, heavily bundled up, kind of at the side, and there's a bunch of the same strange object, contraption from your distance. Just a bunch of the same thing, kind of big, in the back of this person's cart, and they're kind of like, you watch as, like, this guy looks like he tried to wave down somebody on a horse, but the dude on the horse is just going.
there's no scent of
and-
shellfish in the air, right?
I sniff for seafood. With your 20, no, there does not seem to be, there's no alarming scent in the air.
Okay.
Mhm.
It seems to be someone on the side of the road trying to waylay attention from someone. Do we want to invest our efforts into this? Might slow us down a bit.
Mm.
Can't seem to catch
I'll
a
just
break.
look away as you pass them.
Well,
Just
no,
don't look.
Still make
I-
eye contact.
I can't.
Don't make eye
but-
contact. Keep your eyes down.
But Nana feels bad.
Duck down in the cart. They don't let them
But-
see you.
I'll go.
Yeah,
I'll
if
go
all
talk
of
to
you
him.
duck down in the cart.
No.
I'll go talk to him and see what's the situation, and you can, if crabs pop out of nowhere, you can aid me.
What's this about crabs?
Why are we worried about crabs?
Well, you
As
see,
Fen
Nana will
goes
ahead
provide
to
a
feed-
brief explanation to Keld.
I'm assuming as Fen makes his way forward, the crab
Mhm.
situation is explained to the team.
I got Rufio with me though, little giant rat
you and-
Rufio.
You and this big rat make your way
Big
over.
dog-sized rat.
And the guy kind of like leans over, and he looks like a little confused, and then he smiles. Tan skin, a bit of a patch that mustache doesn't seem filled in fully.
Have we found our first
smiles
ugly
at-
character?
No, he's totally hot.
Oh, okay.
He has those like cute smile lines, and he like his eyes get a little cute and like will squint a little bit when he smiles. Can't see his hair. He has a hat on. Hey.
Hi.
And he like motions to his cart. Are you interested in some wares?
Oh,
What are you selling?
Well, something new. Something that nobody else is selling, I can tell you that much, because I have not seen it.
All
Let
right.
me
Is
show
it
you.
useful,
Are you son of a
valuable?
bitch,
All right.
man?
Yes.
All right.
both.
Are you with them? And he like points to the cart that is like stopped down the road a little bit.
You know,
Yes, I'm with them.
just didn't want to come busting up on your business.
Oh,
But just-
okay.
Wanted to make
That's
sure you didn't
fine.
have crabs.
Well, you should buy my wares first, and then I suppose we could talk about it. He makes his way over to the back of the cart, and
Oh my god.
you see that these contraptions are like strapped into the cart and kind of lined up mostly side by side. You watch as he kind of unstraps and heaves one out. It seems heavy. Um, this is a. It is how to describe. It is. It's beautiful. It is made out of a polished, deep wood. Some of them are painted different colors. Um, it looks like in the center there is some sort of seat in the center on top, and then there is some sort of bar across the front, and there are two wheels, but they're not next to each other. They're like long ways. You've
Yes.
never seen anything like this. It's like if you cut a cart in half and then put a seat in the middle.
Are you describing a bicycle?
I am indeed describing a bicycle.
Holy shit!
What is the function of this device?
I will show you. I call these rollers.
Oh.
Specifically, I call them barrels rollers. I'm Barrel.
Nice to meet you, Beryl.
Roll
All right, he doesn't have crabs. Come on.
barrel.
We don't know
Well,
that.
that's a relief. No. Fenn's checked him out. It'll be all right. Fenn knows what to look for.
You all approach and watch this man, like, in the center of the road, set down this beautiful wooden contraption. Like, it's gorgeous to behold and strange to also behold. Okay, watch
It-
this. And
Is it a
you
metal
watch him
horse?
climb into the center, atop this strange wooden contraption. And you watch as he begins to kind of move his feet near the center, and it seems like he's causing something to spin something to pull something, and the wheels start to move.
Is he like
And he
pushing his
stays-
feet on some things?
Yeah, he stays
Yeah.
upright,
Huh.
and this thin cart begins to go forward at a pretty fast speed down the road.
Doesn't that remind
Are
the
we
two of you
about
of
to
those
bike
sleds?
to the capital?
The self-propelling sleds, you remember?
Yeah, that was really convenient. I miss having one of those.
You watch as he does a wheelie.
Nice.
The sleds could never.
The sleds
Sleds
never.
can never. Okay.
And Beryl makes his way back over and kind of like stops and like it wobbles a little, and he like puts a foot down and he gets off. Look at that.
How much are you asking for these rollers?
Well, they take a very long time to make. I am currently the only one who makes them, at least where I have been personally. And they are beautiful and fast.
They
and
are
can hold up to
beautiful.
300 pounds.
They look like they'd be shit in the snow, though.
Oh, you need to stay on like a flat surface while using these. And they're terrible
Useful
at
in
uphills.
town.
They're about 700 gold.
Nix is gonna go back to the cart at that.
Hold up.
Hey, is that a lot?
Kind of a lot, but I mean, like it's a steed you don't have to feed.
That is a good way
Granted,
of looking at it.
It would really be best within a town. No guarantees that somewhere along the road would not be, cleared of snow. Maybe you'd run into some trouble, but
I mean, it seems like it'd be highly recognizable. So even if we were using it to move messages from point to point quite quickly, we wouldn't be able to do so in a stealthy manner. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, but could they catch
We
you?
can only move as quickly as the cart can move. We're not going to give up Thick Biscuit.
well, no, true.
Well, you could put it in your cart. I have like 10 in mine.
Oh, I mean, it might be useful as an additional form of transportation, a little bit more reliable than needing to bet on Rufio coming up as something we could ride.
Yeah, but we can try several times. I mean, I could just take another grab at the bag and.
Hmm.
Ah, shit. This time he's a weasel.
Um,
Listen, I
do you take
understand
Yeah,
it
I
if it's
for
can't ride
outside
him
of
now.
your budget.
You know, sometimes we can.
Listen,
right,
I
right.
understand sometimes people aren't ready for the future, and that's okay.
Hmm.
But you could be part of a beautiful future. I could say that much.
Kind of inspiring in spite of everything.
I'll leave it to you. Just everyone decide whether you want one of these barrel rolls and what sort of warranty do they have? What if they break? You're the only one that makes them. How do we fix them?
You'd really have to do something crazy to, like, break it.
Crazy things have a tendency
Does it
to
look like I'd have to
happen
do something
to
crazy to break it?
He like holds it out a bit, kind of like in a you can touch it sort of thing. It seems pretty solid. You think if you bashed into something, like if you were going full speed and like hit a tree, or like it went flying through the air and landed on the ground, like, yeah, you think it probably something might break.
Probably not a battle steed.
Not saying that
Yeah,
your
yeah.
description of this wasn't beautiful, but is this like closer to 10 speed or penny farthing? Like, uh,
Looks more like a modern bicycle. The wheels are similar sizes.
okay.
I'm not,
Uh,
even though I was tempted.
Yeah.
This this is more like a
For the
modern.
Check this out.
Ooh. Well, how much
Look at
money
this
do we
sweet-
have in the crew coffers? We did buy kind of a lot of
Plenty.
things. Really?
Yeah.
You
We've
know,
got
this
plenty.
does seem like it could come in handy in a pinch.
Especially
could
if
be.
Thick Biscuit gets stonified and we need to get somewhere.
Somebody just gets on the bike and rides off. Don't worry,
Bye.
guys. I'll get
Somebody
help.
could go for help if nothing else.
I'll get
Get
help.
help!
Now, I will say it does take a minute to get used to. So you're
Mm.
gonna start out like a little fast, but then you can get pretty damn fast. But it's gonna take a second.
would you mind if I tried one out?
Okay, let me help. I'm gonna talk you through
Yeah,
it.
okay. That seems fair.
All right. I'm pretty coordinated.
Good luck.
Godspeed.
As this is your first time on the barrels roller, I would like a give me. I'll take athletics or acrobatics, but with disadvantage, which I don't think is too much of a hassle for you.
I got a 12.
Okay. You start, and there's a part of your brain like, I don't understand why it doesn't stay upright when I'm just sitting on it, but it stays upright when I'm moving. So it's an obstacle mentally and physically as as Beryl begins to talk you through it. And there's a lot of stopping and going and catching yourself, and eventually you do start to keep your balance. You're not going incredibly fast, but you're riding it.
So speaking of stopping and going, but mostly the stopping, does it have like cantilevered brakes or U brakes? How are we making this thing stop?
Good luck, man. He's like,
Whee!
pedal backward, pedal backwards. It won't stop it fully, but it'll slow it down some. You just gotta hope for the best sometimes. Just gotta start slowing down.
All right. All right, this is awkward, but I could see how it might be quite fast in the right situation. But what do you What do you? Should we get some? Does it make sense to?
Is Fen just riding around on a little bicycle?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
No, Fen did it. Once Fen figured out how to do it, he did a sweet skid stop up to the group.
Yeah,
Like
honestly.
clearly,
Not
He's
with
got
your
a flair
12.
for it.
Uh,
He's got a
you did
flair
a
for it.
wobbly stop, but then you kind of like pose a little bit, like
Yeah.
I didn't fall, and that's pretty impressive.
That's true. That is true. For the very first time ever trying that type of vehicle, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah. First time,
Okay.
first timer's luck. What the fuck is it called?
what if we
Yeah,
got a
something like that.
clothespin and a playing card of some sort and stuck it in the wheels of it? Would it make a sound?
And then they'd
while we
know I
went?
was coming. I want my enemies to know. I want there to be terror in their hearts when they hear my barrels roller coming down the street.
I feel as though probably we've got to the point where it's a foregone conclusion. We're getting this thing, aren't we?
How many do we want? We want one for each of us, or just one to have in reserve, or
I will
I don't
say
need
your
one, thank
cart
you.
couldn't handle that many,
No,
and nor
I
could the
don't
bag of
think
holes.
so. Yeah, no. One,
Just
I
put 'em
think
in.
probably.
I think there are several of us who can go fast a lot. So I
Yes.
think one is
Yeah.
plenty.
Yes. Yeah. One is.
But we'll
plenty.
take it.
Yeah. I would love to see Fen hasted Zephyr Striked on a bike.
He's gone. He's gone.
As soon as he learns how to do no hand, you're
Dash.
over for you
Bonus
bitches.
action.
Everyone's
Dash.
dead.
Second action. Dash.
Jesus.
He's gone. He's left.
just runs out of
There-
cotton.
Is there one in
Right off the edge of
particular
the
that you
world.
guys wanted? We have different
Right
colors.
over the edge of the flat world.
We have
Oh,
some
what
that are just
color?
the finished wood. So if you guys want finished wood or a particular color, it's there probably. I'm saying.
Oh my god. Okay, what's the color of the team bicycle? I love this.
Yeah, guys, what color do you want your bicycle?
Finnish wood. I'm more of a fan of Norwegian wood than Finnish wood, honestly.
Oh my
I don't
god.
know what you're talking about. All of my wood is finished.
Uh-huh.
That
We
was
do
a
have
Beatles
some
reference.
different
That was
tones,
terrible.
though. We do have a darker wood and a lighter wood.
Mm.
Some that I've painted.
The lighter
Whichever
one's
one you
nice.
want.
Keld has taken a liking to the lighter one.
What do you think?
So
Ben?
the lighter wood.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
fine. I'm probably not the one most likely to be riding it, so whoever. Yeah,
I have no idea
I'll
who's going to
ride-
be most likely
knows?
riding this, but I'm excited to see.
We'll find out.
Daryl pulls this roller off the back of the cart and puts it in front of you. There you go. And as my first customer, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little special gift. And Beryl goes over to like a box and like kind of
Mhm.
pops it open, and he's like, "Don't peek," and pulls
Uh-oh.
something out and comes over and puts little tassels on the sides of the handlebars.
Thought he was gonna give us a helmet.
I was thinking
wanted a
it was
belt.
either that
Oh, you're
or...
mistaken.
No, no.
He invented the bicycle, not the helmet.
That's yet to
Ah.
be invented.
Yes. That
Let's
comes
see.
There you
later.
go. That'll be 700 gold, and I say worth it. And you're gonna be
Honestly,
setting a
yes.
fashion trend. Nobody else has this. Just y'all.
Pretty impressive.
And
And-
you hand over 700 gold for the sweet roller.
The sweet roller.
All right.
love
If anybody
it.
asks you, tell them where you got it.
You got
Where
it.
did we get it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
agreed.
From
Barrel.
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 Mm-hmm.
Roshan, did he sound a lot like your boyfriend?
Eagle, but with a different hat on.
No, they sounded nothing alike.
Not a damn thing. Don't know what you're talking
Where's your
about.
boyfriend from?
North.
The the north.
My parents are from the north, and he like does like winks.
Mm.
What?
I don't know why we're being all winky about it, but I'll participate.
Got any horns hiding under that that hood?
I think you'd have to buy 2 rollers if you wanted to see under the hat.
Hmm.
Ah.
Alas, we are all out of money.
I
Mm.
don't believe you, but I think 1 roller is enough for a mighty fine group. All
Where
right.
should we tell
It's
people
nice to meet you.
they can find you and purchase more rollers?
They can hope for the best. I do not have an establishment.
Seems like a terrible sales tactic.
Well,
Mhm.
now I have 700 gold, and maybe I can do something about that.
Hooray!
So we'll see. Thank
Fair
you
enough.
for purchasing.
Yeah.
Thank
You
you
guys have a
for
great night.
the opportunity to purchase one of your marvelous barrel rolls.
Rollers.
Yeah.
Rollers, that's correct.
Yes, yeah.
If it had 1 wheel, I could under 1 wheel.
Oh,
Can you
no.
watch his eyes go wide?
Oh no!
All right, you guys have a good day.
Take care.
As you guys now have 1 barrels roller made of light wood to put on the back of your cart.
Like it's a minivan.
As the team and a bicycle and a rat make their way northwards. That is where we are going to stop for today.
That makes sense.
Thank you all so much for being here. We really appreciate it. We love telling you guys a story. My favorite is where I tried to describe a bicycle with not using the word bicycle.
Mhm.
The dice
It's
roll,
a barrel
we got the stuff,
roller.
we got the things. If you head over
Yeah.
to youtube.com/the dice cult, you can watch all of our past episodes. You can watch one shots, our other D&D games that we had going on, and blah blah blah. And if you want vampires, we got vampires. It's all of it, the things, the stuff.
Mhm.
If you'd like to keep up with us, we are at Backs of Gods on Instagram and Twitter. If you'd like to keep up with all of us, we are at the Dice Cult on Instagram and Twitter. Once again, we really appreciate it. We love having you guys here. We all hold up Katie's dice as now is a customary. Katie can
Mhm.
put
And I
the
have to
link to
post a
Sweet
link
Dice
in
in the chat
Mhm.
if you're so inclined.
Mm,
If anybody's looking for Sweet Dice, you know.
As one should be.
But once again, thank you. We really appreciate it. We love telling you guys a story. And we'll be here same time, same place, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we will see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks for
Good night,
joining us,
everyone.
cultists.